Hey everyone! Today on Classic Action Figures, we are going to be taking a look at the Marvel Legends Ultimate Spider-Man vs. Vulture 2-pack. This 2-pack is a Walmart exclusive here in the US and it retails for about $40. Let's take a quick look at the box. On the front we can see the Ultimate Spider-Man logo and the two figures along with their accessories. Spider-Man has an extra set of hands and the Vulture has an alternate head with a helmet and his wings. On the right side of the box we can see a cool illustration of Spider-Man, and on the left we can see an illustration of the Vulture. Finally, on the back of the box we see a great picture of the two figures as well as a reference to the comic book on which these two figures were based on. Okay, let's take a look at the Vulture figure first. Right out of the box I can say that this figure looks great. It's a great representation of the updated look that was given to the character of the Vulture. I love the expression on the character's face since he looks like the maniacal foe that he is. It's a really well sculpted look and the paint job on his face is basic, but it's really well done. The body of the figure is done in a dark green color that looks slightly reflective, and it's complemented by the bright green accents on the figure's neckpiece that simulates the feathers of the Vulture. He also has similar color accents on the forearms. He also has a great looking belt and back piece that is done in the same bright lime green color. Speaking of the back piece, there is a small piece on the back that has to be removed in order to attach the wings. It's a well designed system that allows you to display the figure with or without the wings. Finally, there are some nice silver accents around the belt, and this helps to break up the monotony of the green color on the character. Now let's take a look at the two accessories for the Vulture. The first is the great alternate head for the character. This is the helmeted version and it looks amazing. I love the sculpt on the helmet, and the paint scheme that was used is also great. The menacing red eyes, the silver accents on the forehead, the bridge of the nose, and the gritting teeth, as well as the contrast between the two tones of green, really make this a great accessory for the figure. I'm glad they did this instead of trying to fit a helmet over the figure's head. That would have been too big and would have looked quite silly on him. The other accessory complements the figure just as well, and that is the pair of wings. The top of the wings are done in a green plastic similar to the green on the body of the figure, but it is not quite as reflective as the color on the body. The actual feathers are also well sculpted and were painted with a silver color. I wish there was a bit of weathering done for the wings, since the silver color looks a bit flat, and having some washes would have made the feathers really pop out. To insert the wings, you have to remove the back piece on the character, and you can see two pegs with holes. You simply insert the wings, and the great thing is there's a guide on one of the pegs so that you know which wing goes where. Once you have inserted both wings, you simply reattach the back piece onto the figure. It's a simple but effective way to attach the wings, and like I said before, it's great that they allow you to display the character with or without the wings. It would have been cool if they had given us a way to move the wings so that they could be displayed in open or closed position. Regardless, the figure looks great. And the best part is that the figure is actually able to stand without tipping over. In fact, I tried various poses and it wasn't hard at all to display him with the wings. I was afraid that it would be a nightmare to pose him in various positions with his wings, but I was pleasantly surprised. As far as articulation is concerned, he has a great range of movement. His head can move side to side. It can move up or down quite well, and he can also tilt his head quite well too. His arms can rotate 360 degrees, and he can extend out his arms quite well too. He has double jointed elbows, and his hands can rotate, and they can also move up and down. He can also twist from side to side, but he can't really bend at the torso due to the attachment on his back. His legs can kick out forward and back quite well, He has a cut at the thigh. He has double jointed knees. His feet can move up and down, and they can also pivot. So overall, this is a great looking representation of the character. This is a different look from the classic costume of the character, and I have to say that I really like this look much better. It's a great update of the character, and I'm glad we got another classic Spider-Man villain. The other figure in this set, of course, is Spider-Man. And this is pretty much the same young version of the character we got last year. It's still a good looking figure with the same great articulation. The red paint on his costume is pretty much the same color as the one in the previous version. The blue color, however, is quite different, and it's a much brighter hue of blue. Out of the package, the figure has his right hand simulating Spider-Man shooting his webbing, while the left hand is clenched in a fist. There is a set of extra hands, and these have the hands in the crawling position with his palms slightly extended out. It's a bit of a shame that he doesn't have an extra right hand clenched in a fist. But if you have the previous young Peter Parker Spider-Man, then you can definitely use that one on this figure. It matches perfectly on this figure. The articulation on Spider-Man is the same as in the Vulture, except that this figure can definitely bend forwards and back at the torso, and he also has a boot cut on his leg. If you never got the previous young Peter Parker Spider-Man, then this is a great chance to get a solid Spider-Man figure. If you are like me and you already have that figure, then this figure doesn't really add much. But again, it's a great figure, and it allows you to have an extra Spider-Man figure to showcase. Other than the blue color on his costume, there really isn't any difference from the previous version. Here's a comparison look between this current Spider-Man in the middle, the previous Spider-Man to his right, and the Pizza Spidey to his left. Now let's take a look at the figures from a couple of different angles. Finally, I have to say that I highly recommend this set to any Spider-Man fan. I like the updated look of the Vulture, and I'm glad we're getting another classic villain from the Spider-Man universe. We are still going to get another version of the Vulture from the upcoming Spider-Man movie, so if you prefer that look, then you might want to pass on this set. Anyway, that is it for this review. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and make sure to subscribe, since that would really help this channel grow. Stay tuned for more toy reviews on classic action figures. Until next time, take it easy.